Hey everyone, today I'm going to introduce you to some of the lore in Tales of Atonement. So let's get started. There's a lot to go over. So right off the bat, everyone should recognize our main character, Martin Riddell. He's the oldest of the two Riddell twins, and is iconic in his swooped over hair and his classic red tunic. Martin also carries with him an affinity over the element of fire, flame. Now, those with the element of fire are emboldened, progress-minded individuals. For good or evil, they will pursue a goal with an all-consuming zeal. Now, blonde is picked for the Riddell boys and their father, not because it's a common color in Scotland. Most people think it should be red, like Cassandra's, but because, technically, Matthias and his sons are part Norman French. Martin's red tunic, which will be iconic for his entire character down the road. Next is Patricia Smith. Now, she's actually the oldest in this entire group of children, and she also carries with her an affinity for the element of spirit. Some words to signify spirit would be empathy, communication, and pride. When talking about the element of spirit, think heart or mankind. This is an element of psychics and techno-wizards of all kinds, from robotics, engineers, to blacksmiths. So we also take a lot of care in selecting colors for our character designs, so always pay attention to that. Even the most minor color can have a lot of different meanings in Tales of Atonement. Typically, we use these as signifiers of what elemental affinity certain characters have, for instance, Martin's red tunic being for fire, purple tones being used for spirit. Every color is known to us, and tested against hex codes and names to make sure it's authentic every single time. This becomes especially important when some of our later characters show up. When I colored this piece, I tried to make sure I included a little nod to every element the characters embody. For instance, this purple stripe for Patty's spirit. Next we have our main heroine, Madeline Rose. Madeline comes from a long line of witches, born in the 13th century in Scotland and England. You can see nods and hints to her family that she left behind. Black hair is iconic for Madeline, I used a lot of reference to Firuza Balk from the craft when making her. Madeline also embodies the element of nature. Nature is resourceful, systematic, and adaptable. Nature element is actually comprised from a couple of different things, most notably plant life and also the weather, giving those with control over the element of nature powerful control on the living world outside of mankind. Madeline's most important feature is her eyes. They have to be able to glow. They're specifically peridot green. Now you notice this Madeline wears blue. Blue is a very watery color, so that's why it's not the dress that signifies her tie to nature. Instead, it's these strings and her belt, which I painted green. You notice any other times that we see Madeline in green? Now here's our boy with some classic red-orange Scottish hair. Thomas, aka Tam McNamara. Now, very little is known about Tam so far. I don't even think he was in the first episode. But Tam is the son of a baker. Tam also represents the element of earth, or stone. His strength, dependability, but also stubbornness. Earth or stone individuals usually have one glaringly obvious strong suit. They are the absolute master of this speciality and will put their life's ambition into the goal of being the best at this topic. This could be pursuits of physical strength, intelligence, love, or hedonism. Colors that usually signify stone or earth are very rough, I want to say. A very, dull green, or even a slate gray. Now here we have Martin's younger brother, Shane Riddell. Shane is designed to be a foil to his brother, which is why they're so different. I think if I had to describe Shane in one word, it's anti-hero. But rather being the sort of brooding anti-hero we typically see, he really is, well, a protagonist, but he doesn't embody the hero vibe at all. Whereas Martin is very much the classic, romantic style hero. I made Shane because growing up with siblings, I wanted Martin to be able to experience a sibling rivalry. And that involves more than just swords and contests and feats of trying to impress people. It eventually accumulates in some pretty explosive ways. And you'll get to see how we address that later on. So, Shane's element is air. They're aloof, creative, but also observant. Air element are often the adventurous type, and that goes with the flow. They may blow on ahead, but they do so according to their own whims, and rarely follow an established set of rules. When they are made to, they often complain. The flighty nature of wind means they are less in tune with the emotions of others, and leading to often aloof or rude interactions. As you'll also see, I decided Patty needed at least an eye, so we put one in. But this character is Daniel Campbell. He's the youngest of the group, at around 6. Daniel is quiet, kind of strange, but really likes being around the others, and especially Imel. Daniel carries with him the element of void. Calm, practical, but also ruthless. I'd liken them to the call of the void, a phenomenon that calls people to their doom. People with the element of void may often seem overly serious or contemplative. This is because voids see the world differently than any other type of element. Often they seem apart from society, creepy, or introverted. But that's only because they're considering deeper things than the surface the other elements concern themselves with. I also gave him black hair and dark eyes to sell that depth of darkness in him. For his elemental color, the black buttons on his jacket. Whoops, let's get the rest of that in there. Yeah. Now here we go. This is Imel Smith. Imel's a quiet girl who likes to look on, but is often very playful. Last but not least, she's the element of water. Spirited, playful, but also emotionally distant. Water's element of freedom and expression. It lends itself to any shape and can even move seamlessly through 3 basic stages of matter. For this reason, water is one of the most versatile elements in the group. However, water can also be cold, distant, and even unforgiving, like ice. Now, it was important to differentiate Patty from Imel. They're not twins, so we needed to make Imel look considerably younger. Also, Imel's hair is actually a lighter shade of brown than her sister. But a lot of the colors remain the same. Being the children of blacksmiths, I mean, they have money for where they're from, but these sorts of colors are just easiest with the clothes and the lifestyle that they have. Oh, and if you'll notice, the armband on Imel's dress is blue to go with water. So I did a grassy background. I wanted them laying among the weeds, so to speak, maybe looking up at clouds or just the sky. You notice I duplicated the layer, and I'm using a very stylized brush to erase and leave some of the grass poking through. Don't worry, we're not done yet. Shooting this one took a while. 7 characters. It's a lot to do. For that reason, it might look a little simpler than some other pictures I've done, but I always still put forth the best effort I can. Eyes are always a really important part for me for any piece. And in fact, I use different ways for each person's eye to try and differentiate them as much as possible, because the eyes to me are so important. I wanted to make Patty's hair thicker, so it's absorbing more light than Martin says. The way to try and signify that is just to make the highlights really super soft. Smudging was a good one for this one. Actually, I don't think I used the Gaussian blur at all. I think if I were better, I probably would have done like her throwing some grass up in the air or something. I just couldn't figure out a way to successfully convey that properly. I go with these brown tones for the shading on specifically Patty and Imel's dresses because it looks more like, well, the dirt and soot that they'd be experiencing living so close to a forge. Now with Madeline, her hair is actually really shiny. Probably shinier than it should be, given their time period, but again, her family does have witch magic. These eyes, like I said, they're very important, so I wanted to make them glow. Taking a little brighter green with some yellow mixed in really made them stand out. So also, I'm actually kind of annoyed that Madeline and Daniel sort of look related in this picture, but rest assured they're not. That lip area was weird. I think I got it. Brighten it back up. Huh. Little details. The light is coming down directly on top of them, so there won't be a whole lot of directional shading. It's really just going to be contours. And like the back of them is obviously going to be dark. Tam's hair is kind of cut really super short on the sides. I tried to convey a little bit of skin coming through. Steely blue eyes. He kind of looks like a Studio Ghibli character. Like that Studio Ghibli guy. He's the guy in the Studio Ghibli film. Trying to make the shadows so that things look as 3D as possible. I really wanted to look good for you guys. Shane's shading is going to be a lot like Martin's, except for the fact that their hairstyles are different, because they have the same features. Daniel was a frustrating one to shade. It didn't make his hair shiny. I wanted to keep it kind of dark. No highlight in the eye area. Then I used more of a gray shading for his skin. It still comes out alright, but it gives him a more darker appearance and a wide nose. I wonder why it's on Daniel. I'll make sure I get the entire shirt as I shade it. I'm actually a really big fan of Imel's design. I think she is super cute and adorable. She has sharper features than Patty, though. There's all 7 children. By the way, I completely forgot Imel's freckles, and so I added them in post. Unfortunately, I don't have a good way yet to really do freckles, but I'm working on it. Well, there you go. I hope you've enjoyed this sort of explanation into a little bit of the lore in our world, and I hope to see you soon in the next episode. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, don't forget the Patreon, and ring my bell for more videos like this, and for episode 2.